Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sons and Daughters of Liberty. Hope everyone's enjoying their Friday evening. Okay, cool. The audio's coming in good. Yeah. Honestly, this shocked the hell out of me. Oh, when I seen this trending last night, that we'd even be discussing this term. I mean, wow. I mean, this term has been used throughout history and nothing good has ever come to it. But before we get into tonight's show, I just want to let everybody know at the hour mark, just in case we go over it, it'll be a couple minute pause while I reset the stream. So don't go anywhere other than go grab another, refill your drinks or whatnot. I also want to let everybody know earlier today up, had uploaded to the Minds, Sons and Daughters of Liberty's WordPress site a new article, part 2 of Silent Wars. So I kind of think you guys should check it out. It's also on Locals now, as I've been a little free time I got between looking for jobs and taking care of business, which I've pretty much, well, I think I found a job, so it's just I need to take care of some money matters and income tax before I set out and move once more. But looking hopeful. I had an offer, and God, I miss the mountains. I'm so ready to get back, is all I got to say. I will still plan on doing more articles within the few weeks to come. I'm going to try to at least one or two a week. I'm going to continue on the Silent War series for a bit longer. There's so much more I want to say. And I want to keep adding just not video content this year. I want to focus on doing both. But with that said, I mean, God, has people lost their rabbit ass minds? We are talking about purebloods. And no, I'm not talking about your Harry Potter novels. I mean, we can. I mean, it's a form of racism. And that's what history has shown. But it's also a form of. Let's take a look at how we've seen the term purebloods being used throughout history. And I'm sorry, there's nothing pure about purebloods. I mean, World War II proved that, where the Aryan nation thought their blood was pure, blonde hair, blue eyes, the superior race. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about pure bloodlines, pure blood, not some vampire fictional crap or fiction crap, fantasy make believe crap. We're talking about things of the Egyptians and the monarchies used to do to keep their bloodlines pure. You know, nothing infuriates me more when I see old school terminology being relabeled, mislabeled, and misinterpreted. This is how they divide us. This is how they try to pit us against each other, and you guys fail to see the psychological warfare that's going on, the psyop that's playing out in front of you. Ooh, cool hashtag. I can get behind that. I'm unvaccinated. I fought. I took a stand. Congratulations, so did I. Does not make me a fucking pureblood. Does not make me some genocidal maniac. Doesn't make me some monarchy that's trying to keep their family's bloodline pure because they think it's a quest of superiority where everybody else is inferior. And we've seen the consequences of monarchies and the Egyptians and some tribal areas that did these things. You know, incest isn't a good case, and this is what we're talking about when you start talking about purebloods. When it comes to the monarchy type hierarchy and structural systems, they married within their families to keep their families in power, to keep their bloodlines pure from you guys. I don't know who was the idiots that thought it would be funny to try to pull a Harry Potter. I mean, like, congratulations, you didn't fall for the largest psyop of your lifetime. Obviously, you did when you just hashtagged it purebloods. I mean, literally, this was trending all day yesterday. I get it. We all have our strong opinions over vaccines and over COVID. I mean, it's just. I know many of you. How many of you got mad when you started seeing all the nurses doing the dances and putting on the skits? I mean, it infuriated me so much. But you're no better by doing these hashtags like this. You're no better than what they were. In fact, persons and people that created this are the very ones that's pushing this psyop to pit you against these people, against your fellow brothers and sisters. I don't get it. Oh, I get it. Never mind. I'm not even going to play dumb and ignorant on that one. Oh, I get it. I understand it better than most of you. I talk about it enough. How they use these tools and tactics and weapons to deceive you, pit you against each other, and they continue the psyop. They continue to prod at us. The concept of purebloods was no different than sending all the Jews to the Holocaust, to the gas ovens, into the firing squad by the thousands, 30,000s executed and left their bodies to fall in the ditches. All because one race thought they were superior to another one. This goes with, the whole movements of Black Lives Matter and all the stuff we're seeing thrown out there now. Asian hate, all this. No single race is above another. We're all humans. We're all brothers, supposed to be brothers and sisters, whether it be from our nations or from our religious backgrounds, wherever, how you want to label it. We're all human beings. All lives matter. And we keep falling for this crap. I mean, today, the crap that's going on today with the stupid cops. You have CNN, whatever the idiot reporter's name that used to be a lawyer, don't even want to give it, really care to know his name and mention it, to give him any kind of credit, because he doesn't deserve no credit when you're talking about race. This has to do about race and white supremacy with it. It was black on black. I'll give you the race card on that. It was black on black, so it is about race and the technical terms of that. But it has nothing to do with them continue to want to spew their stupid narratives that divide us. And this is what this is about. I will not get behind nothing that says pure blood because I know the history of it. I know what it stands for. Pure blood is a term used by elitists that think they are better than you, that they would commit genocides to control what they think is the perfect race. So yes, you guys have you went too far this time. It's not even about the vax versus the unvaxxed. It's about ignorant people that don't know their history, that don't understand where these terms come from, that see something cool. Don't get me wrong, that picture right there, that looks fucking cool as an artist until I read what it says and know what it means. It has nothing to do with unmasked, unvaxxed, and unafraid. Because we should all be very afraid of the term purebloods. History has shown us this very aspect of what happens when people think that their genetic makeup, their blood is better than everybody else's. I feel sorry for the ones that's been affected by some of these vaccines. But I also know some that took it. They had no side effects. I know some that had to have it. And I know many that took it out of fear. We all have our reasons why we did or didn't. But when we start going around and saying that, I mean, I'm not even going to read through some of these comments. I read through some of them last night. They're just disgusting. It's disgusting how other humans can turn on other humans. But I mean, it's classic warfare. It's classic conquer and divide. You know, we we're. I actually I stated this at the very end of the article I wrote on Silent Wars 2. In the end, we are the our enemy's best weapons, and we are, because we do dumb stuff like this that pits us against each other. We do dumb stuff by adhering to political labels, political identities, and not questioning anything outside those things. We get caught up in the moment. You know who I feel sorry also out there? All the good cops out there right now that's going to be under stress because of what CNN's reported, what the police captain of Memphis reported today. Taking it back to I watched that unfold, the riots that happened out in California because of what happened to Rodney King. But like I've stated, there's stories within stories. Nobody talks about how it was back then, how cops were afraid to go into certain neighborhoods or would refuse to go into certain neighborhoods, fear for their lives. No, we don't seem to learn our lessons from history. We seem to get caught up in the political grand scheme of one party or the other pitting us against each other, turning us against the people that are supposed to be serving and protecting. I'm not defending what took place out there. I think it was uncalled for, appalling, but those 4 individuals has their day in court. And no, I know, I'm with most of you. The justice system is just as corrupt and broken. We've seen it in so many cases. I mean, I live in Ohio. The biggest failure of the justice system happened here in Ohio, in my opinion, when a kid got gunned down. And anybody that listened to the dispatch, and the fact when that cop car wasn't even stopped, and the guy was opening the door and came out firing. No, there are some cases out there where we should be standing up and be pissed off about. But it goes back to, like I said, when it comes to cops, they need to police their own. You want to earn the people's respect and trust again? Start policing your own. Start getting rid of the bad, corrupt cops. You know who they are. Break that ideology of protecting your fellow brothers. You don't protect your fellow brothers when they are committing crimes. You protect them by getting the help they need. And you protect them by honoring the oaths you take. But these are all the things they use to pit us against each other, turn upon each other. I don't get why people can't see that. I mean, technology is the biggest weapon right now they use against us. It's a free for all. As much as I enjoy all the stuff that's going on and how much more freedom we're getting on Twitter, I'm flat out tell you, we're not. I'm shadow banned and it's more censored now on Twitter than I've ever been. And I don't know why. But actually, I feel like I have more freedom on YouTube now. It's like one of my, and it's weird. I don't get it. I get it. I speak my mind freely. I give you my opinions and views as I see them at the time, unfiltered. And sometimes it gets me in trouble. I spoke out about Elon Musk and my distrust for him. Yes, the Tamir Rice case. Thank you, Bree. But you know what? I don't like this image being up here, so I'm just gonna close this down, and I'm not gonna read any more of these comments. But I find it interesting. Of all the censorship and all the crap that goes on, we've got so many battles to fight. But we spend more time fighting amongst ourselves. We spend more time falling victims to these stupid traps like purebloods that's meant to divide us and pit us against each other. And so many young people don't know their history. As soon as I seen it, I instantly knew what it was. But I love history. Yeah, a bunch of us did. And there has been no justice for that family. You know, I don't get why you people don't understand these traps. These are simple traps. Then I do get it because we don't know our history. We keep forgetting. Somewhere I still have the video and audio of that. I don't plan on going very long on this. I just, it's one of the things. When I see something that I think needs address, I'm going to address it. And I don't get, I get it because, a lot of people don't understand that history. And some of that history, how much is even talked about monarchies of old time, the old monarchies, the old monarchies of Spain, Portugal, British, the Britain kings and queens. How many people study the nomadic and tribal systems of history? But many of these, up until probably after the Dark Ages, because it was still practiced during Roman times, keeping bloodlines pure. Roman citizen. If you were a Roman citizen, you were the blood of Rome. You know, I know me and Brie got in an argument about this, about book burning. That, and it's, I kind of had my own opinions. She had her own opinions on there. I chose to disagree, to agree to disagree. But when we start removing our history, we start not talking about our history, things like this happen. How they will change a meaning of something that's had dire consequences throughout history, and that has been used in every purest evil way imaginable throughout history when we start talking about purebloods. It's not even funny. So, as much as everybody wants to talk about what's happening in Memphis, I'd much rather talk about this. Because this is the stuff that they're using against us. This is how they keep pitting us against us. This is how they can divide us so easily. They find things that we will jump on with emotion, that pulls at our heartstrings, or something that we vehemently fought against. And this is going to be one of those things for many of which, as it keeps unfolding. I mean, look at what Project Veritas just pulled off this week. Like I said, everybody knows I'm not a fan of that type of ambush style of reporting. But, I mean, hey, you can't argue the facts and truth. Somebody's got to do it. That's not my style. But, hey, can't see the video on YouTube anymore. They took it down and gave them a strike, and pretty much told them next time it's going to be a permanent. But hey, you're playing on that platform. Maybe maybe you should focus some of your attention over here on YouTube. Or create your own platform. Not that you're going to have much different luck. Just like earlier this week, I stumbled across something I had to research. Even the Internet Archives isn't safe. So you wonder why I've been expanding out a little bit more and farther than I normally do? It's because there is no true safe platform. Governments, you piss off a government, you say something that goes against the status quo of a government, and they will put all the pressure. Even Elon Musk caved to this in particular video and suspended the channel that was being shared, all because India didn't want it shared and threatened legal actions. the Internet Archive, that's supposed to, you know, by their own decree, to protect content and preserve it, folded to another country. And anybody that's posted stuff, they was going after, which already even talked about it. That one's got on the back burner because that one's not going to go on video. That one's going to go to prove my point on an article. Now there's more ways to reach people than just this. You know, I've been pretty blessed with some good luck, but even my luck got finally caught up with me last year. You know, I like how they've got people tricked people into basically saying they're influencers. I'm not no influencer of no one. Because if I'm influencing you, yeah, see, it goes back to words and understanding the origins, how words are meant to be used. If I'm influencing you, then I'm taking your free will, your free choice away from you. I'm taking your freedoms away from you. I'm manipulating you. That's what an influencer does. I am not an influencer. The proper term is education, would be educationer. My job's to educate, to enlighten, to make you think, question, not to influence you and change your mind. That is up to you. But that's the common thing now. Go look at almost all the people you listen to that are YouTube streamers or whatever. Look at their Twitter profiles or mine profile. They use the term influencer. But who started using the term? Our very own congressmen and women were calling us influencers. The Democratic Party was calling us influencers. I'm not no influencer. I'm just a purveyor of knowledge, wisdom, and a bunch of bullshit with a bunch of opinions and views. Back in my time, the correct term would be opinion writer. Because it is my opinion, it's not solely facts. It was my favorite person growing up. This kind of telling on my age, but it's not because I was a kid and he was pretty much at the end of his career. But Paul Harvey, he had a way to elegantly give his opinions, reach millions of people like no other newscaster or radio influencer could. We've gotten away from that type of news and opinionated pieces. Now we have to adhere to a political identity or label. I hate labels. If you guys haven't figured that out by now, you're probably listening to the wrong channel. Because labels are meant to enslave, they're meant to subjugate and divide us and categorize us. exactly what you're doing with the word pure bloods, which I see I'm gonna have to go and fix my title, but why would you use the term that has some of the darkest moments of our history, world's history, as something to rally behind? Do your research before you even think something cool. I mean, but we live in a day and age, residual magic, which is nothing more than chaos magic, runs supreme with memes and hashtags. Oh, let me hashtag this. Let's see if we can't get it trending. And then before you know it, you suck in a bunch of people and they start reading all this stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, you best believe that every alphabet agency has their own little computer geeks that spend nothing but time to create these little psyops and slip them into hashtags or memes to push the propaganda and psyop and psychological warfare on people. It's like, really? When when are you going to take time to sit down and have these discussions with your kids who aren't getting taught this history lesson? How many young people out there going to see the term purebloods? I mean, I, I mean, the Nazi youth used this tactic. That's how bad the term purebloods is. Uh-oh. Well, it looks like I just had a huge issue I'm going to have to address here in a little bit. Looks like my TV just went out. Oh, there went that monitor. Yeah, it's like I said, guys, you got to understand what the tools that they use. That's why I'm glad I'm finally and writing and addressing the tools and weaponry that they use against us, how they pit us against each other. Because it's important for us to understand this. It's important to know thy enemy. And it's also important to understand that we're becoming their number one weapon to use. I heard somebody made a chess comment about pawns. We're just the pawns, which is true. Their statement was kind of true. And it was a chick that she's like, well, we need to be queens, which chess, yeah, we need to be bishops, rooks, knights, and queens. But those aren't the most important pieces of the chessboard. Any true chess master, grandmaster will tell you the most important piece on the chessboard is the pawns. A true chess master, grandmaster, will sacrifice a queen, the most powerful piece on the board, which is the illusion, for a pawn. That's how powerful the pawns are. And yes, they can only move at beginning 2 spots, maybe one, depending on your opening, how you're going to set it up. But it's 1 spot at a time, and they only go forward unless they take a piece adjacent to it. Which the illusion of it is, well, I can move multiple spaces with the rook and queen and knights and bishops. I can cover more ground, but that's the illusion of the chessboard, of the chess pieces. The pawns are your defense. They're also your offense. They're also your highest piece strategies. And they're the most dangerous piece on the board, if not, if we lose focus on it. And we lose focus on things. We see things that are trending and think it's cool. Well, that's cool. We have a generation of Harry Potters that see that. That's they'll check it out because they see purebloods first thing. They think, oh, we got something new coming out for Harry Potter, or J.K. Rowling's. No, we don't. Then they get caught up and they see it. Then it triggers emotions for them. That triggers their PTSD. And if you don't think kids don't have PTSD after being subjugated in classrooms, split up, being forced to be isolated and homeschooled, being forced to told to wear a mask. If you don't, you can't attend school. If you don't have the vaccines, you can't attend school. You don't think they aren't going to be emotionally triggered by something like this? Psychological warfare is the most dangerous types of warfare because when it wounds, it is the most hardest wound to heal because it is mental. I'd rather get shot, stabbed, beaten than have mental attacks because it's the hardest thing to heal. The mind is the hardest thing to heal. And that's how they go. They don't attack us. They don't need to ever attack us physically. It's the mental games they play. It's the trickery and deception, stripping you of what's real, what is reality, what is truth. The information that they feed us and control us with. I told you guys the most important, most valuable thing out there is not the money in your wallet or on your credit card or in your bank. It is information. When we lose the ability to freely spread that information, freely have discussions about topics that probably most people wouldn't even want to talk about because it's not their genre or niche. Or it's something that we think is important that the rest of the world doesn't, or when it's actually something that's really important that goes against the status quo, the narrative that one side or the other, whichever one's in control, is pushing at the time, and they start stripping us of the freedoms to speak about those things. When you start seeing things trending or repetition, I don't very seldom talk about things that are trending because those are distractions. But sometimes they're intentional distractions that are meant to deceive, that are meant to divide, pit people against each other, to bring you down and destroy you. And that's exactly what this trending hashtag purebloods is meant to do. Further divide us, further pit us against each other. And many, yes, Bree, they are. I've never said it out loud. I've always thought about it. And it's those little things, it's topics like this that bring up those little things. Nobody even thinks about, kids having PTSD from COVID. But yeah, because they're the ones that were hit the hardest and the worst of it. It was because it was their ages and their time of growth and education that's supposed to happen. You took things away from them. You disrupted them and you taught them that because of these things, when these happens, it's okay to shut everything down. It's okay to shut the places you worship, your temples, your churches down. Now you're starting to see the grand scheme, the grand scale of this psyop and psychological warfare that they inducted upon us and that they used against us with COVID. And they're still not done playing that card. Because it was a straight and direct attack on everyone's freedoms, their ability to choose. There's so many things that are common sense. If we just would take time and have some common sense. Common sense is a good bullshit indicator. It makes you question things that just don't seem right. Something's too good to be true, it probably is. If you're acting like a snake oil salesman trying to sell me this miracle cure, wait, common sense, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There's not going to be a fool me a third time. But yet, there was repeatedly. Oh, take this vaccine, it's going to prevent COVID. Okay, that didn't work the first time. Oh, take this booster. Yep. How many times did they lie to us back to back to back to back within months of each other? All in the name of political rhetoric. Wear these masks, they'll protect you. Now be proud that you are a pureblood. Further divide yourself. Well, funny, the joke's on you. Because they got every name of every individual on a registry. Those that are and those that aren't, the haves and have-nots. Nothing pure about that. In fact, that's very scary. Not something I'd be wanting to be bragging about when I know later down the road will come a time where they will use that against us and come right after. You think they're going to come? You think the ATF's been bad here late coming after your guns? Imagine what they'll do with the people on those lists. You are the true rebels. You are the danger to society. Isn't that all some of the terms that they were using? You're a danger to society because you refuse to get vaccinated. You refuse to wear a mask. Now we know who you are. You're not on our list. I hate it when government wants you to have faith in them, when your faith should be put someplace in a spiritual area. I have no faith in any form of government. I have no faith in man because I shouldn't. You're not my creator. You're not my God, my higher power, whatever word label you want to use for that particular area. But that's the only thing I have faith in. My faith is spiritual. My faith is knowing my body, knowing thyself. My faith also in select individuals who I choose to put that faith in. Yeah, Brie, I'm going to be ending this here shortly. I'm not going past an hour. I need to figure out why my TV screen went black. Probably an HDMI issue again. Hoping. Because this TV screen's the only one that works right for with the computer as a monitor. My other one, nope. Screen's too big and computer don't like it. And I've gotten used to having 2 to 3 monitors when I do podcasts and stuff. Allows me to work on other things and research as I'm talking. But in the end, guys, use your heads. Stop. You know what trending is? It's clickbait. It really is. Stop falling for these stupid trending or hashtags or memes. Remember, you need to be free thinkers. You need to question everything. You need to use your own minds and not let other people manipulate your minds and be influencers. We're not influencers, we're educators. We are motivators. We want to motivate people to think for themselves, to question everything, question the things they see, why they see it. Why is the term pure bloods being used? What is the meaning of pure bloods? What's the historical meaning? Has it ever been used in history? Yes, it has for very heinous and evil acts. If we fail to understand and learn from our history, we are doomed to repeat it. Stop repeating history. Stop allowing others to repeat history. Stop letting people tell you you're influencers because you're not. And if you are, then you're no better than the very people that we bitch and complain about. Because you're doing exactly what they want you to do. You're becoming their puppets. I'd be much happy if you just stop using labels. Be who you are. That's something I can fall behind. If you're being who you are, no matter what you are, you're being true to yourself, not somebody else or somebody's label. I gotta respect that. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I know this is kind of more of a rambling of chaotic minds, which is pretty much what I put it in the playlist. So I'm gonna be next week. I'm gonna be updating the WordPress site, getting the videos all caught back up that I haven't posted, which is quite a few. So I'm probably gonna turn notifications off over there. Might take it down for a little bit until I get it all caught up. I'm also gonna be working on a few other things. I'm gonna be trying to work on get a guest or two on for next month, maybe. Like I said, I've got some opportunities came up, and I am definitely going to be following through with that as soon as possible. So, be another move, and I'll be moving once more. So, and yeah, until I get reset back up, it might be a while, but I'll make those announcements when the time comes and give you an estimate how long I'll be down for. But like I said, this year is going to be Sons and Daughters of Liberty is going to have it's going to be different this year. I'm going to be expanding it a little bit on some other platforms, reaching different audiences, adding some stuff, new content, as you guys seen with the urban myths and legends, which I'm getting ready. I'm probably going to do Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to do one. And like I said, part 3 of Silent Wars should be out in a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Which you can find that on the Minds, Locals, or Sons and Daughters of Liberty, WordPress.com, whatever. The links are in the description somewhere for the WordPress site so you guys can read the articles, or they're shared on whatever almost all the platforms I'm on. So I'm gonna have various different content this year. Some fishing content. Like I said, I'm gonna work on doing the things that I want to do. There will be politics, but I want to keep politics light this year. Talk about important things and not fall victim to the echo chambers. With that said, you guys enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on the next one.